Big week this week with local government nominations closing on Tuesday at lunchtime. Congratulations from the Local Government Association to all those who have stood for election. Last night we received from the Electoral Commission the raw data, and our Sherlock team have been looking at the numbers so we can provide some more detailed analysis in what this election is starting to mean for us in terms of trends. On first read, we see that over 1,570 people have stood for local government elections. That is 200 less than we saw last time, but interestingly, about 3/4 of those existing councillors have also decided to put their hands up and nominate again. There's been a lot of discussion around what that may mean, and certainly the declining trend of people prepared to restand and those more generally prepared to put their hands up have been asked of the LGAQ. We do know that there has been an impact from the integrity reforms and people feeling that they are unable to make the type of contribution that they would like, particularly where they are highly community minded or involved in business. The level of challenge that brings to them in terms of managing conflicts has certainly been a meaningful factor in their decision going forward. However, we have seen some response, I believe, to the fact that data is starting to show that people are seeing, they do have strong trust and faith in our local government system. We have seen 15 mayors who have put up their hand be re-elected unopposed and 31 councillors. So can we congratulate those on that result? Importantly too, as we move towards International Women's Day this Sunday, we are seeing increasing trends of women who are prepared to stand for local government. Overall, it looks to be around 37%, and we've seen term-on-term increases in that percentage. Last time, we also saw a much stronger conversion rate of those women who stood to being successful, so it will be interesting to watch that trend as we see the results of the election at the end of March. Certainly, what has been pleasing to see in terms of female nomination is those in more rural and remote areas and our Indigenous communities increasing more sharply. You certainly can't be what you can't see. So it is important that we see these percentages increase and that the young women in our community realise that they can have a voice, and it is an important level of government for it to be heard. From a personal perspective, it was therefore pleasing for me to see that it was my daughter that came home this week suggesting that she had been nominated to be on our local government's youth council from her school. As a mother of boy-girl twins, it is often interesting for me to witness firsthand the very real conscious and unconscious biases that I see our society and ourselves and even our families at times put on children, and anything that we can do to make sure that people feel that their voice can be heard makes our democracy stronger and certainly our level of government stronger. For those who are very acutely aware, though, the job is not over yet. We certainly are still very much an elected level of government with things to do. And with challenges like the coronavirus, we are consistently putting out messaging for our local governments to know how they can help their communities prepare and respond. Not just at a general level, but also within their own organisations, as we too do here at the LGAQ. Please make sure that you are monitoring those alerts so that we remain prepared and not alarmed. We know that this virus is having significant impacts on many communities around Queensland, and we are participating actively with state and federal government mechanisms to ensure that any responses are going where they're needed most. Finally, can I say congratulations to our Sherlock team. Last night they won a national benchmarking award, and it is wonderful to see that this part of our business, which is progressive and innovative and helping us look to the next generation of our councils and how we position ourselves to be recognised at a national level. Have a great week.